What is up, YouTube? Matt with Chrome Donkey here with another video. So what are we doing today to the Gladiator? So one of the things that I'm sure you guys can probably relate to that have hard tops, and this is not only for the Gladiator but also the Wrangler, is while the freedom panels are a great idea, allows you to completely pop two panels off, and get the full open air experience. As you guys already know, there's latches that hold these things in. In my case, I've got the hot heads headliners in here, which work really well. The only problem is when these are off, they're incredibly cumbersome, bulky. It's hard to do anything with them, and in my case, I've got car seats in the back, so it's not like I have a ton of extra room to carry them around. And I even have a moving blanket that I always leave in the bed, just in case I need to haul anything that doesn't need to get scratched because of the bed liner. So what I've done in the past when I wanted to take them off, I've popped them off and very carefully laid them in that moving blanket, laid the blanket over itself so I could put the second panel in without scratching on each other. But even that is incredibly, hard to do because you've got to get those panels in there in such a way where they won't get scratched. And I know many of you might be like, well, why don't you just use the bag? Well, I have the bag, which again is not exactly the most intuitive idea because you have to drop them down in the bag, you have to get them separated, you got to get them in there just right, and that's not exactly the best scenario. So what did I do? I got the Bestop Sunrider, and we're going to do a quick install. This should be relatively straightforward, but essentially what this guy is going to do is replace the freedom panels with a soft top. So it's a half soft top, if you will, so you can flip it back whenever you want the open air experience. It's always on the Jeep, it's always with you, and anytime you want to close it, you just close it. Literally takes 5 seconds to do. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Stay tuned. Okay guys, just real quick unboxing. So as you can see here, we still have the top wrapped in the packing material. I'm not really take it out just yet, try to keep it as clean as possible. You've got the mounting arms that go on either side. Then you've got this guy which goes on the center, across the pillar in the center. And then you've got your mounting hardware and instructions and one set of straps. So fairly straightforward installation. I've watched a couple of videos online, and I mean, honestly, there's really not that many steps involved, especially since the hardware is so light. So let's go ahead and get to the install. Okay guys, that's a wrap. So just finished installing the Bestop Sunrider. So a couple quick things I want to show you guys that I discovered along the way. First and foremost, I love the look of it. Probably not as smooth as a full painted hardtop, but it also looks really nice sitting in place. The first thing I want to point out is the weather stripping looks like it's done really, really nice. It goes right in the lines of your OEM weather stripping, and all the reviews that I've seen don't talk about any leaking, so I certainly don't anticipate any leaks with this top. The second thing I wanted to show you guys that I discovered is if we open this, and of course I don't have any help, so I'll have to walk all the way around to the other side. I want to show you two parts that you likely won't need. Looks like Bestop has updated their design. Alright, so now that we have it open, let me roll it back. Okay, so let's just walk through a real quick installation process. It's very simple. The first step is you lay on the rails. You'll notice which rail is which because the Bestop logo will go towards the rear of the vehicle. First thing you do is attach the rail with this little mount here and one of the long hex bolts. And if we jump up top, you'll see how that aligns with the built-in threads here. It's going to have a hole similar to this where this thing will fall down in, so you'll know that it's in place and aligned. And once you do that, you lay the entire top up here, and you'll need to install the Z-clips. And the Z-clips are kind of hidden under here. And once you kind of finagle those in, you put them in and turn, they'll lock into place. So that's step 2. Step 3 is you install these rear short hex bolts, and this right here is an alignment pin, so you'll know when it's in place. That will fall in between that hole right there. You put in the 2 short hex bolts, and then finally, getting to what I wanted to show you guys, if my focus will cooperate, one of the final steps is you use your other long hex bolt right here with this big plastic washer. And what the videos and instructions say do is up top, you would have a bolt like this that there would be a pre-cut shape into this plastic where you would drop the bolt in, or drop the nut in, excuse me, so the bolt would have something to tighten into with the threads. But it looks like what Bestop has done is change the design and built in the threads with the plastic, at least on the version I have. So you'll have 2 spare nuts that you won't have to use. So anyway, so that is one of the final steps. And once that's done, the only thing that you've got left to do is install the clamp, which you can see right there. And once you finagle that in and align it, it does have guides so you know when it's aligned. You just put 2 of the remaining short hex bolts in, and that's a wrap, guys. So quite simple. You get the full open air experience when you want it, and then you just flip it closed whenever you need to. So it's real simple to latch. Normally what I've noticed is the first latch that you get on, you can do with one hand. It'll just hook, you lock it in. And what I've noticed on the other side is once you get, doesn't matter which side, but once you get one side locked, it definitely takes a little bit of dexterity to do the other one if you're trying to one-hand it, because this one won't just automatically catch because it's already closed. So you'll have to get it down, push the hook out so that it'll hook, and then you can lock it up. So yeah. So that's the final look of it. I really do like the way that it looks, especially on the interior. You get a little bit extra headroom because you don't have all the bulkiness of the Freedom panels. Now, I'm certainly under no perception that it's going to be as quiet as those Freedom panels with the hot head headliners and those sound assassin strips. I'm sure it'll be a little bit louder in the cab, but at the end of the day, it's a Jeep. I'm not too terribly worried about it. And again, function over form is really what I was going for here, because anytime that I want to take off, the Freedom panels, it was such a nightmare trying to bulk, and lug those things around. So now 2 latches, I flip it back. Anytime I want, I get the open air experience. If it were to start raining or get too hot or whatever, just close it back up. In wintertime, of course, this thing can be removed. The Freedom panels can be reinstalled if I so choose. So anyway, if you haven't already, make sure to like the video if you found it useful. Subscribe to the channel for more great content around all things Jeep, off-road, jet skis, water, you name it, DIY projects. So thanks for stopping by. Make sure to stay safe, stay healthy, take care of your neighbor, and we'll see you on the next video.